Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Why Though, the show where we talk about stuff and argue. This is episode number 2, and today we are going to be discussing Rockstar Games and their multiplayer schemes, so to speak. Today I'm joined once again by Sean. Hey, say hello, Sean.
Hello.
And
Hello.
Obviously this is Ben, your host. Your glamorous host, and this is obviously my glamorous assistant, Sean. So, anyway, we better just get straight into the point on this one. Rockstar Games and Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, right? Let's be real. Red Dead Redemption 2 Online is fun, but the economy is complete shit.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, there is a lack of content compared to GTA Online.
Like, the
And I
open
know,
world is super fun. I'll give it that. Great open world. Congratulations, Rockstar. You've done that great. But, like, in terms of actual missions and things, you have the adversary modes, you have some of the online campaign stuff, and that's it. That's literally it. So if you want to expand upon that a little bit, Sean, from your personal experience with it.
yeah, so you basically have your normal, like, free play mode where you can gang up and just go around griefing people. Then you have the adversary mode. It's just like team deathmatch, really. There is a racing mode. I've not tried that
Yeah,
yet. And there is a
same.
battle royale mode. Tried that once. Like, only killed one person. Then I got killed myself.
I mean, personally, I don't
Well,
think the Battle Royale mode was particularly bad. It was just a nice little adversary mode, which they tossed in.
addition.
Because I think it's about 4 or 5 modes that they have. They're all team ones. And I think there's one free-for-all mode, but 1 or 2. For the most part, though, like, the missions themselves are good, but in terms of GTA, like owning properties, starting businesses, like heists, obviously we're still in the Red Dead Redemption 2 online beta at the moment. So what I'm thinking they might do is they most likely will release some form of heist. Like, surely you've got to do a
Oh,
bank robbery or like rob some
definitely.
trains or something. I mean, that would be amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah, that would be great. Like, but here is my issue with Rockstar, right? Every everyone on the planet likes Red Dead Redemption 2. Agreed?
Near enough everyone, yeah. I'm sure there's people out there just like giving it pointless criticism, but I like it.
But if you were to ask, 9 times out of 10, people would say they love the game. Right?
Yeah,
It's
they
really
would.
like a masterpiece. It's like God of War and Spider-Man and things like that, like instant classics, right? However,
Hmm.
though, this is the same thing. This is the same business practice which I've been picking up on for the past few years, right? The last time Rockstar Games made a good multiplayer component to their single-player games that wasn't plugged full of microtransactions, had a broken economy and progression system, was Max Payne 3.
Oh, Max Payne 3 was amazing. I never played the multiplayer myself,
Yeah, it
though.
was pretty fun. The gunplay was like well made, and it controlled well, and the servers were good, and it was just roundabout okay. I mean, GTA 4, obviously the online kind of was a little bit gimmicky in that, like, you had some things to do, but it was more about the free roam and just going around blowing stuff up and shooting each other. Obviously within, like, let me think, half a year, it got completely destroyed with all the hackers and the modders and everything like that. But in terms of Rockstar's business strategy, what they do, right, we know they make good games. Like, that's not a question. Their single player experiences are head and shoulders above like 90% of AAA releases.
That's true. And the games are so detailed.
Like, they really put a lot of time and effort into them, and I applaud them for that, right? Because, like, I forget what it was. Didn't they have to spend like another week's work overtime just to add the cinematic bars to the cutscenes? So it was more like a Western film or something like that.
I think so, yeah. Like, they really put a lot of time and effort into it.
hmm
Like, they went above and beyond for the single player. They made the main character so likable.
And so, like, human and relatable as well. Like, he's not good, but he's not evil. He's really what you make him to be, and that's something I felt, which gives you
Anti-hero.
more of a connection to the protagonist of the game. Like, where you have games like GTA and everything, it doesn't afford you the same freedom of choice that Red Dead Redemption 2 does. Like, because in the story, you can choose to do things, depending on your honor level, whereas in GTA, it's just go through the mission, shoot someone, blow something up, do something cool. But Arthur develops you, develops you as a person and, like, how you would respond to these hypothetical situations. But you also, like, Arthur mirrors your personality as well by the choices that you give him. But in terms of their game design, they make these excellent single-player games, right, which I cannot sing enough of their praises for. However, months later, after kind of all the big buzz has died down, I mean, there was hype behind Red Dead Redemption 2 online, but after the game was extremely, like, hyped. That's for definite. And as soon as it released, you had everyone making YouTube videos on it, everyone talking about it. That's all well and good. But, like, after it just settles off for a little bit, they then released the multiplayer. Now, I think this is probably a strategy to avoid a lot of the negative coverage about the broken economy and progression systems that they have, and how, like, disgracefully unbalanced they are. Because it's in GTA, right? If you don't spend shark cards, you are going to be there forever. Forever.
True. It will be a grind. Like, it's not even a fun grind.
Like, what was it again? In Battlefront 2, it was 20 hours worth of grind. Solid grind of winning matches to even unlock Darth Vader, right?
That was, like, when it first came out.
Yeah, when it first came out. But you see, the thing is, no one talks about GTA and how broken the economy is in that. You don't see enough people talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how broken the economy is on that. I will admit it has gotten better, and I was worried when they introduced the gold and the gold store and things like that it would just become, pay to win. Now, that's not necessarily the case. After playing a few adversary modes, you've easily got yourself a gold bar. Like, after playing 5, you have, like, a full gold bar, and that can get you something pretty good.
Yeah.
For me, though, because I enjoy the open world so much, I'd spend as much time in there as possible, do all the hunting and the free roaming and doing the camps.
The hunting's amazing in the game.
Yeah, that's what Jesus, we've spent so much time doing the hunting, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Just exploration in general, and fishing and things like that. Not even like all the gunslinging and stuff. We've spent so much time on that, and going to the adversary modes and being able to earn money and the gold at the same time as like a secondary currency, almost like Rainbow Six coins and Renowned. It's something nice. It is nice that they've given that option. It's not as bad as GTA at the moment. Whether it'll get worse or not is a completely different scenario. However, though, for people who were playing the adversary modes before gold was introduced, and like I don't know if they've capped the payouts for the missions or anything like that, or if it's gotten worse. I'd have to know about that, but I don't. So I'm not exactly qualified to comment on that because you got the game. What was it? A week before me.
Yeah.
Yeah. GTA is a good functioning game at its heart, but the online is so pay to win, and it's so unbalanced, and it's so unapproachable to new people as well. Like,
yeah, if you don't, like, you spawn in GTA and someone's going to have, like, a tank or something.
Someone's going to have a giant flying bike that can fire missiles at you, and is essentially unavoidable. Like, the griefing in that game is completely horrible. The passive mode works well, for the most part, right? In Red Dead Redemption 2, though, you have the parley system, which semi-prevents griefing, but if someone attacks you and then you were to shoot them back in self-defense, apparently you murdered them and you're a griefer, which isn't exactly fair. And the amount of times that I've seen my icon get more red on the map because of that is not something I'm too happy about.
There isn't that much griefing in Red Dead Redemption 2 as opposed to GTA, but I do think the griefing will get worse with time.
Of course, as more people approach the game and begin to play it, it's going to get worse, undoubtedly so. With GTA, obviously, it was extremely hyped. It lived up to the hype for like 99% of the player base, and it only grew from there with the online, because the online was something so new and so revolutionary back in 2013 that everyone everyone wanted to play it, and the player base just shot through the roof. And I think it was like consecutively one of the most played kind of multiplayer sandbox games for a
Oh,
few years straight.
definitely.
Yeah, and then it got taken over by by a few other ones. I mean, even if you look at like people streaming it and the most played games at the moment, you've got like Fortnite, you've got Apex, you know, you've got Dota, all your esport games like Counter-Strike, and GTA is still in like the top 20.
Overwatch.
Yeah, GTA is still in the top 20, so it's still going strong. It's which means they shouldn't give up on trying to balance things out a little bit, because you can spend so much time in GTA and get absolutely nowhere. And as well, it's the game. You don't even have to do anything and the game takes your money off you. Like, someone kills you, that's it, medical bill. Someone blows your car up, that's it, insurance bill. Which, for the 99% of the time that the system works, it works reasonably well with the insurance. But sometimes you can be involved in explosions and, like, you'll have to pay for your car, which is stupid. Like, they had some Leicester hack in the game a few weeks ago that was allowing people to get extremely rich extremely quickly, and I didn't get onto that because I would have liked to, but I just didn't. But I know from me and you have started playing GTA again, and it's just so unapproachable for, like, well, you're like level 20 something right now, or
I'd say.
level 30, yeah. It's so unapproachable for people like your level to start off. And no one does heists anymore as well, with new players. If they see someone who's under like a level 100, that's it, you're gone, you're kicked. There's no way they're going to even consider you to do that heist.
Definitely. Like, that's another thing in games. Like, I just think we need to stop kicking people just because they're low level. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a bit dodgy for the most part. But with Red Dead Redemption 2, it's a different audience to GTA for the most part. It's people who want to go there, have like an amazing story, like a true authentic experience, you know, with like
yeah, the wet
perfect, near
degradation.
perfect. Yeah, like they want to play something realistic and gritty, whereas people who play GTA after say 2 years when it released on like PC and PS4, it became like way more widely available. They didn't really play it for the single player. The online overshadowed the single player by miles. Whereas with Red Dead Redemption 2, it's the complete other way round. The single player is still objectively better for most people than the
Yeah,
multiplayer.
it is.
Well, you can do more for a start, and whether that's because people in the audience of the game enjoy a more single player focused experience, or it's just because the online mode is in its infancy. I don't know. That there are multiple factors which are worth considering, in my opinion.
They need to add more content soon. Otherwise, people are gonna just like leave the game behind.
Mhm. And I just don't want them to make the same mistake as GTA. Because it's not like it's loot boxes or anything. You're paying for the in-game currency, which is so ridiculously hard to get. And not all people have as much time on their hands. So if you want to enjoy GTA Online, you're either gonna have to pay, or you're gonna have to ring into work and quit your job. Like there's no other way to go about it.
But at least with Red Dead Redemption 2, you can earn gold bars relatively easy.
And you can also earn reasonable money in the actual free roam, which is something I appreciate. Because one thing
Yeah,
I
by
don't like is
hunting.
GTA missions, because honestly, the amount of times, like the team life system in that, can just cost you so much time. Unless you're doing it
Yeah.
with someone you can talk with, like even then, it doesn't work as well as it should.
GTA Online has another problem, like the phone that keeps ringing, like
Oh
the NPC.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, the amount of stuff that they just try and force feed you, like you'll have to pay for the mechanic in game, and that costs like what $350. You'll have to pay utility bills, so that for all the stuff that I own in the game, that's like nearly what $10,000, which is just completely ridiculous. Whereas in Red Dead, right, it's like what 10 cents for your stable fee, which is ridiculously cheap. Like it shouldn't be. Obviously, it's there as an incentive for people to keep on making money, but for some players, 10k, like at the very beginning, is gonna be vital for them moving forward in the game, and then just to have it like disappear, it's just so ridiculous. And as well, GTA is very, very predatory in its actual game design in the online, because whenever they release new content, right, they always have money bonus events on things like that for the new things. And as well, when these people who have been grinding for the next update get their hands on this stuff, you are going to get obliterated. Absolutely raped in the game.
Annihilated.
There is no way that you're going to have any fun in it. It just becomes a shit show.
True that. Here's the thing with Red Dead Redemption, though. Like, there's no force feeding. Like, when you play the online, it just lets you do your own thing.
It's more approachable at any level. Obviously, you still have some people who have the better weaponry and things like that, but you're never left without a way to defend yourself. Whereas in GTA, some guy is going to come up, right? You'll just be some level 5 person walking down the street trying to figure out what the hell to do to advance in the game, and then some level 9 million, sweaty virgin is just going to airstrike your ass. It's stupid. Like, the orbital strike can kill anyone anywhere. It's literally what modders used back in the day on PS3. It's like on the mod menu, they would select someone's username and then they'd just press kill. It's exactly the same thing. Obviously, it's fucking ridiculously expensive in the game. But for these people who just play the game all the time and they have so much money, like, and they, any money that they get in real life, they just pump into GTA.
Yeah, which isn't good. Like,
which obviously isn't good.
Microtransactions have become a cancer of the gaming community. But I think that's a topic for another podcast.
I honestly wouldn't mind, right? If obviously they've got to keep the DLCs free and they've got to fund development, right? But this predatory system that they have where you're almost forced into buying the shark cards just to even stand a chance. And everything is so ridiculously overpriced. Like, you go into the single player version of the game, something's like, you get like a modification for your car for like $5,000. In the online, it's like 30 to 50,000. And in the online, it's much harder to earn as well. Because in the single player, obviously you get your payouts less frequently, but when you do the bank heist missions, you get left with like enough money to buy whatever you want.
And some of the clothing items in the game are just ridiculously overpriced. Like, I got, the post-apocalyptic one I've got.
Yeah, the Mad Max esque one. Yeah.
Yeah, that cost me like 14,000 just for the leggings alone.
Just for the leg? Oh my god!
I think so.
Jesus
but that's
Christ.
what it feels like.
Because one thing I can certainly verify on the diving suit, which is rather useful when they added the special vehicles in, right? Which is a whole nother thing I'm going to rant about in a minute. That became quite useful. I bought it, right? It should not cost you $250,000 to buy a diving suit in a game, and not to mention a lot of these clothing items are level capped as well. So if you're not at a good enough level, then you're not going to be able to buy it. So essentially what the game then becomes is high level players who have high level exclusive gear shit on the uninitiated, so to speak. And that's just not fun for anyone.
Fun for the ones that are like, I've got all the items, but
Yeah, but
the new one.
let's consider who these people are. They're either children with a lot of time on their hands and like a ridiculously high attention span for one single game, or they're sweaty virgin incels that, you know, are scraping by on like a 9 to 5 job and spending most of their money on GTA rather than trying to do something good with their life. That
True.
might be a sweeping generalization, but I don't care. It's just not fair. And all this special vehicle stuff, right? GTA started off as reasonably realistic. It was grounded somewhat, right? It was way, 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 way more realistic than 4. Because in 4 you could jump out of a helicopter, smack into a skyscraper and be fine.
Oh, I remember that.
And it was quite funny, if I'm honest. In GTA 5, you tread over a pebble. You know, you tread on a Lego brick, you're dead. So when they start adding stupid stuff like flying cars, flying bikes, underwater cars, and things like that, it just defeats the point. I can understand there being fan service with the DeLorean.
Grand Theft Auto 2077.
Literally, that's what they've turned it into. They've If Just Cause was more popular and it had a multiplayer mode similar to GTA's on the console, then that would be exactly what it would be like. But it's not. So what they've done is they've taken all the wacky shit from Just Cause 3 and they've just dumped it into GTA because they couldn't think of any meaningful content to add in. And yeah, that's how we ended up with a flying DeLorean. I'd be fine with the DeLorean, right? If like it was a cool car, you know, to have in the game, and it wasn't just aesthetic, it would actually perform better than most others in the game. Fine by me. But a flying car? An underwater car? It's like the car from Knight Rider. It has like a parachute on it and it can jump in the air. It's stupid. I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I have a Batmobile in the game, right? I'm a massive fucking Batman fan. Sean can vouch for that, right?
Yes,
Right.
you are.
Like, if Batman came up to me and was like, let me fuck you in the ass, I'd just spread my cheeks.
All right, then.
I mean, not in a gay way or anything, because, you know, that'd be gay, but I like Batman. The car works, and it has a big fat thruster on the back that can make you go very fast. Cool. That's in the realms of possibility, right? A car with a rocket strapped to the back. Fine. The Avenger thing, which is the Osprey VTOL aircraft, that exists in real life. I mean, it's like high-tech military, like marine gear. But sure thing, why could like some crazy-ass criminal who has bunkers not get it? Obviously, it's not going to be 100% grounded, but when you go to things that are completely out of the realm of possibility, like flying cars, for fuck's sake, Rockstar, what are you doing? It's like they're going to add horses with missiles on in Red Dead.
Oh.
To be fair,
And the thing is,
that.
and another thing, like the physics engine from GTA 5 is just terrible. Like,
I don't know why they abandoned Euphoria. I imagine it was a technical limitation to port the game onto like PS3 and things, but at least for the next gen releases, they could have like at least put Euphoria on the ragdolls. That's all it needs to be there for, really.
like when you play Red Dead Redemption, you shoot someone in a certain part of the body, they'll like put their hand on the part you've shot.
Yeah, they
and fall
react
down.
accordingly. Yeah, exactly. It's just GTA was good back then, but it needs some severe fixing if it's gonna survive, which I don't think it will for much longer, personally. Obviously, it has its very dedicated fan base. I'm completely fine with that. But as a mainstream game, that it's, you know, in the top like 15 most played games of like 2018, 2019, when you look at the statistics, I think it's just gonna drop off eventually. It's like No Man's Sky, not a mainstream game. It was somewhat, you know, before the botched release, but now that it's fixed and they just add more and more cool stuff to it, people like me and Sean, who actually like play the game and enjoy it, you know, we're part of that community. We play the game, and you know, we kind of identify with that group of people. But GTA is going to die at some point, and so will Red Dead Redemption 2 Online if they don't start adding stuff and fixing stuff. Because
Oh, they need to start adding stuff now. I don't care if they just brought out an update where they added just a few new guns. We need new missions. We need new things to actually do with friends. Like, there needs to be properties that we can buy.
here's something that I don't understand as well. You can't even buy some stupid stuff like carriages for your camp, so you can like have something with multiple people on and shoot from. That, I mean, I'm sure that would be the easiest thing to implement into the game.
Oh, would.
I just don't understand. Either they're waiting for the full release of the multiplayer, or they're just working slowly because they have their resources on something else. Well, you never know. They might be doing another Max Payne game with any luck. But then again, they'd probably just
I would love that. I'd like them to do a remaster for
for
the
3.
trilogy.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool for the
That
3
Max
games.
Payne 3's like gunplay was amazing.
Yeah, I agree. And the euphoria in that game was very, very good as well.
Oh yeah.
I just
And another problem with GTA. Where's the dismemberment?
Yeah, that is true. If the game's gonna, be an 18, then if Red Dead Redemption 1 let you shoot people in the head and there was like bullet wounds and everything, they look like realistic and there was like entry wounds.
Yeah.
Come on, fucking GTA can do it. GTA is literally known for being one of the most outrageous outgoing game series in history. Like it is the amount of legislation that has been, a response to Grand Theft Auto, and just what they've done over the years, having like prostitutes, murdering people, drugs,
A torture
mini game, like they
which
pushed
wasn't
the
that
boundaries.
actually that graphic. If you like, when I played it, I wasn't phased. Like,
I mean, that just could be because you're a fucking psychopath, Sean. But I don't know about that one. But yeah, they're known for pushing boundaries, and if they've done it previously and they don't do it now, obviously, yeah, you want to keep a tone with the game. Like Red Dead 2 is meant to be gritty, man, fucking violent, bloody, gory. Like that's meant to be like oof, you know what I mean? The oof factor. I mean, GTA is a bit more tame in its gore, but like if you shot someone with a shotgun at like point blank range, come on.
Wounds are gonna like. That's why I like Red Dead Redemption. I don't like it because of the dismemberment, but just adds that extra layer of
realism.
Like, remember what we were doing yesterday in GTA. We were in your what's the name of the vehicle again?
What, the big fucking flying thing with bombs and shit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my Avenger, right?
The Avenger. We were firing like thousands of like missiles, and not a single arm and leg came off.
Yeah,
there would be nothing left of the human body.
And Red Dead's not like a series where they've tried to do anything particularly like offensive, or they've tried to push like an agenda, or you know where GTA's been like notorious for this stuff. Like you say to any 60-year-old politician, right, who's like completely out of touch, you say GTA and he'll be like, oh, you youngsters killing fucking prostitutes and all that in that game, we need to ban this game. You say Red Dead Redemption 2, he's like, oh, that cowboy game, if he even knows of it to begin with, if he even knows of it. So it's just like, if you're gonna have it in one of your more low-key games, right, Red Dead is one of their biggest projects, hands down, right? We know that. But GTA, at the end of the day, is more well-known. You think Rockstar, you think GTA, then Red Dead. Because GTA is what made them, at the end of the day.
Yeah, they will always be, like, known for GTA. When you say the name Rockstar, I think of GTA.
Exactly. Like, if they're going to push the boundaries in the earlier GTA games with as much dodgy stuff as possible, right? And then they're only going to do it now in one of their secondary franchises, which is just now a massive, massive hit, and I'd say even more well-loved than GTA at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
Then just go for it. Come on. Grow a pair. Do something.
If Grand Theft Auto 6 doesn't have the Euphoria engine, or even any dismemberment, then it'll be laughable.
I mean, if you actually remember, there was an interview with one of the Rockstar executives and things like that who was working on Red Dead Redemption 2. He confirmed from the very, very beginning that there wasn't going to be Euphoria there in the game as a physics engine. However, though, when people started moaning about it, they added it in. So it's like, if you're going to do all the cool, because let's be fair, GTA is a game comprised of shooting people at the end of the day. There's a story, but the gameplay mainly consists of driving around and shooting things. Then make it visceral, make it good, make it offensive like everything else in the game. You can't pick and choose, It's just, they're a bit inconsistent for my liking. Like, they raped GTA Online with microtransactions. And that it's going to happen to Red Dead, whether you like it or not. I'm being cynical here.
And just remember what's happened to Black Ops 4. Oh my god.
Now, that is scummy, right? That is... If there's anything... Because obviously, like Belgium are adding in those microtransaction loot box laws, things like that. And EA was in a big lawsuit with them and with, like, the Supreme Court and everything.
Who won that lawsuit?
I don't think EA have any choice at the end of the day. If they want to sell their games in that country, then they got to fucking get rid of them. Get rid of that part of the game. However, though, with... I think they're just going to plague it. It's just going to become a pay-to-win. But I hope so much that the set... Sorry, I'm just nearly burping there. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I nearly just puked in my own mouth. I don't know whether I should leave that part in or not. I hope the actual setting of the game keeps what they had in Grounded. Whereas GTA, like, it's modern day. There might be some of this cool stuff. But, like, if it's just horses and guns and revolvers and, like, Winchester rifles, then you're kind of limited with what you can do because of the time period.
You are. I mean, there are some things they could do here and now, but...
Like, yeah, they could add experimental weaponry, post-Civil War, some of the, like, machine guns on the back of a thing. So, I wish they did it like Assassin's Creed did, right? In Brotherhood, you had those missions where you were playing as Ezio, and you had to track down Leonardo da Vinci's, like, creations for the Borgias.
Oh, that tank one was fun.
Same with the Assassin's Creed 2 game as well. Obviously, you got to control the flying machine that Leonardo built for you.
Yeah.
Just keep it within the realms of possibility, whereas GTA's just decided... Realism, fuck it, it's out the window. Let's just add as much shit as possible to appeal to our child audience who just want explosions.
Michael Bay probably plays the game, let's be real.
I was about to say that. It's like they have Michael Bay as their audience. Or the game director. They just want as much wacky stuff as possible. That it ends up hurting the game.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Rockstar, don't bugger it up. We're asking you nicely. You're not going to listen to us, but just don't bugger it up.
If you're listening, Rockstar, just remember, like, all the praise you've got.
Don't make Arthur Morgan roll in his grave.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, shit. Oops. No, guys, he dies of old age. He dies of... He's dead by today's standards, all right? He's dead by today's standards. Nothing happens in the story. Ignore me. La, 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 la. Jesus Christ. Oh, I am so stupid. I am such a fucking idiot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's be fair, someone's probably already seen it on YouTube. You can't escape from the ending of Red Dead 2. It's all there.
It's all on YouTube. It is in the recommendations.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm halfway through playing the game, and then I see some utter prick decide to put Arthur Morgan's tombstone as the fucking thumbnail. Not even like they've titled it Red Dead Redemption 2 Ending, right? Which is fine by me, because it's not spoiled. It doesn't give anything away in the title. But when you put Arthur Morgan's grave in the thumbnail, you can't avoid that. It's like, you horrible human. Why?
Same as Spider-Man PS4, the thumbnail for the ending. Like,
yeah, it's Aunt May with a fucking drip and pipes up her nose.
And Peter Parker crying.
I know. It's like, what are you doing? Please stop it.
That's why when Cyberpunk 2077 comes out, I'm avoiding YouTube. Like the plague.
Yeah, let's be real, though. Let's be real. It's like those people, you're not going to be able to avoid it, Sean. Everywhere you go, it'll be there. It'll be in your Google News feed. It'll be on your Apple News feed. It'll even be on fucking Pornhub. I guarantee you. Because let's be fair, Pornhub's like meme central.
Oh, have you seen some of those YouTube videos where like find the best comments?
Yeah, exactly. Like when So I've seen a very interesting twist on one of those. It's I think he's Welsh. Can't remember exactly. He's got a cool accent though. He's called Schleifer Bates, so I assume he's Welsh with a name like Schleifer. But he does impressions while he reads out porn comments. And his David Attenborough one and his like Michael Caine one are just insane. So you've got like it's like Michael Caine starting a chainsaw between his legs and like not knowing what gender he is. And then you've got like David Attenborough moaning about how crap the porn video was and how underwhelming it was. Really? After spending 2 whole hours banging the fuck out of this sweet ass, he only managed to produce 2 tiddlywinks of cum. I've never been so more offended by porn in my life. Yeah, it's great. It's fucking great. Anyway, Cyberpunk. Hopefully it's not a cyberflunk filled with shit tons of microtransactions, because I know you don't like them, do you, Sean?
Oh, before we go,
one public service announcement from Sean before we go, of course.
We know that Activision have just screwed up Black Ops 4.
Right, I was going to get to that. I'd just like to throw in my hat on this this part of the discussion here, right?
You know what game I'm going to mention?
I don't have a problem with them adding microtransactions as part of the game, but when you say that you're not going to add them for definite, and this is Treyarch and Activision and all the other publishing people who are involved in this, they say they're not going to add them in ever, and then they go and add them in. That's a lie. Like, how are they not in a lawsuit or something?
Oh, remember Bethesda doing it? They're DLCs, but they're not really DLCs.
Here's the thing, right? With Fallout 76, I just like to bitch on about this because I fucking hate that game. That game can rot. They actually committed an advertising crime in America under US jurisdiction. I'm not sure about anywhere else. I assume so, right? Because let's be fair, if the US has it as a law and it's reasonable, then we'd probably have it, and so do some other European countries. When they added some of these outfits into the Atom store, right? They said they were knocked down in price. They were marked down, right? There was a discount. Right, so you got that?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Something can't be discounted if it's new, if it's only just come up there and then. If it launches as discounted, then that's illegal. That's against advertising laws. And this item, these cosmetics, were never in the game previously. Not once. So essentially they committed a fucking crime. And I don't know what actually happened on the follow-up of that. We'll have to talk about that in, another episode. But Jesus, that's fucking shady. This just gets me worried for Elder Scrolls 6 and Blades. Like, Blades is cool, but yeah, like, of course it's going to have
Starfield.
Yeah, of course. But, like, you're going to have some cancerous microtransactions in, Elder Scrolls Blades. Like, it's a mobile game. What do you expect? I mean, it's meant to be a single-player experience, but it's a fucking mobile game, and there's already a precedent set there. However, though, with Elder Scrolls 6, it's a console game, and if they're going to start charging for cosmetics, or charging for save files like fucking Konami did with Metal Gear Survive...
Oh, that was rotten.
I am going to kill myself. Because I swear to God, if I end up getting Elder Scrolls 6 on PC, every time I press F5, I'm going to be charged like $7 or £7. I'm going to jump out my window. There's no way I'm making
One
it
more
through this
thing.
one.
If you're listening, Activision, do not even consider putting microtransactions in Sekiro. Do not even think about
Hey,
it.
look, it's From Software. I doubt they'd do that. What I think they
Yeah,
might...
From Software said that they're not going to be in, but you know what publishers are
Yeah,
like.
here's the thing though. It depends on the kind of deal that From have struck with Activision, exactly like the way that they did the deal with Respawn and EA, right? EA has no creative control over Apex Legends. All of that is Respawn's responsibility, and that's their job. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. That's why it hasn't gone cancerous. And that's why
The
they've launched a good
microtransactions are a bit
project.
expensive.
Yeah, they're a little bit expensive, but you know exactly what you're getting. It tells you this. It tells you what the chances are for your item drops. You don't get duplicates, and you can earn them in the game easily.
Yeah.
Easily. And there's not like any tier of packs. You just get an alpha pack. Which I'm good with. Which I'm good with. From Software, if they're just gonna like let Activision trample all over them, then I fucking lost respect for them.
I don't think they will.
I
You know
don't
what
think they will
Miyazaki's
either.
like.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I'm looking forward to Sekiro anyway, but I wish we could go back to those days where you could get a fucking skin pack for, I don't know, Star Wars The Force Unleashed for £2 or like $4, and that'd be it. Not give us this, pay this money for a chance of getting something. That's gambling.
Because they know gambling is addictive. And even, I think, when they showed a video to investors, like EA did it, guess what the guy says in the video? This is how you turn players into payers. How scummy do you have to be?
Now, as someone who's like a fucking libertarian capitalist, I'm all cool with, you know, turning players into payers, but give them something back. Like, you don't pay for a chance to get something. All right, and a good point that JJ, who will be joining us on the show hopefully at some point, he's a very good person, very intelligent, and he's also a dirty Mexican. Joking, don't ban me off iTunes. That's a joke.
I'd
Anyway,
edit that out.
I'm not going to edit that out. I'm gonna see what I can push in terms of the boundaries here with comedy. Yeah, JJ, the big Hispanic boy from Dallas, Texas, he will be joining us on the show for the next episode or at some other point. But a point he brought up to me was that at the end of the day, you're paying for a full price game, $60, you know, 30, 40, 50 quid for Red Dead Redemption 2. The online mode counts as part of that at the end of the day. It's part of the game. So the fact that they are charging you stuff for it is a bit ridiculous. If it was its own separate entity, like something you could download for free off the PlayStation Store, then yeah, alright, I'll give you a pass. You know, you can put microtransactions in it, as long as they're not, like, too cancerous. But yeah, it's just a sad way the fucking industry's gone, bro. It's predatory and Jesus, it's bad. It's bad. Anyway, that was episode 2 of Why Though. We didn't really argue in this one. We definitely talked about stuff. As I say, we'll get Christian and JJ on. Christian was going to join us, but he's feeling ill, unfortunately. JJ obviously will be coming on.
We mostly agree with each other's points. Like we don't really argue with such.
This is why I want JJ in, because he brings up some excellent counterpoints.
Yeah, a good like argument.
Mm-hmm. So you know, when we're on about saying or something about a game, and then he'll be like, no, that's trash. You know, we'll fucking call him out on it, and he'll be like, give good reasons and stuff, which will make for an interesting listen, I'm sure. Anyway, we should probably leave this one here. We've covered a lot of stuff. Like, we went from Red Dead to Activision to even like some of the Souls games and everything. We've gone crazy this episode, Sean. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, topic of conversation for next episode that our listeners can get an idea of what. Let me think.
We could always rehash some of the points that we've made previously, but get a new perspective on them. But obviously, that won't be the main subject.
Here's one.
I'd quite
What
like to talk about
started the
Anthem.
microtransactions trend? What started it?
I think with loot boxes, what started the popularization of loot boxes would definitely be Overwatch.
Yeah, that is a topic of conversation for the next podcast.
We can talk about that one. Also, as well, I'd like to bring up Anthem in the next one as well, because I have mixed feelings on it. I think it's a good game, but it's plagued by some issues which really weigh it down, and people see EA on it and then they just run away. They won't give it a chance for what it is. It's like No Man's Sky.
What we should do next podcast is a kind of double thing. Like we talk about Anthem, then we talk about what really started the microtransactions trend,
and how the microtransactions work in Anthem as well. Now, I think that would be quite an enlightening conversation to take place. Anyway, thank you all for listening to this episode of Why Though. I've been your host, Ben, and obviously thank you, Sean, for joining me again on this.
You're welcome.
On this show. Leave us reviews on iTunes. We're getting ourselves up on Spotify soon enough. And leave comments, suggest stuff for us to talk about. And it can be the most ridiculous, innocuous, and wrong stuff ever. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. It doesn't have to be anything too out of the realm of possibility, and we'll talk about it. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you all in the next episode. See you later.
Bye.